Imagine stepping out of your house, waving to a friend across the street, and realizing they haven't seen it yet. Not because they're ignoring you, but because your wave is still traveling to them. At 100 kilometers per hour, this is the world we'd live in if the speed of light, instead of being the ultimate speed limit of 300,000 kilometers per second, were roughly the same as a small scooter on a country road. It's a curious question, and like most curious questions, it gets very weird very fast. Let's start with something simple: a flashlight. Normally, when you flick it on, the beam hits the wall instantly. But now, you turn it on, and the beam begins crawling forward, like a very motivated snail. You could jog alongside it, you could race it on a bicycle, you could stop for a sandwich and still catch up with it before it reaches the tree across your backyard. And this delay isn't just inconvenient, it's catastrophic. Let's scale up. Sunlight takes about 8 minutes to reach us today. With our new slower light speed, that journey takes over 170 years. Meaning, if the sun exploded, no one on Earth would know until the year 2194, which makes astronomy less a study of the universe and more of an archive of long-dead stars. But it's not just astronomy that falls apart, it's causality. Let's say you turn on your microwave. The light from the on button travels outward at 100 kilometers per hour. It reaches your eyes a few minutes later. Your brain responds by saying, "Ah, microwave is working." You press stop. That signal also moves slowly. By the time the microwave gets the stop signal, your pizza is lava. In this world, traffic lights require predictive algorithms. Red is more of a suggestion about how things might look in 10 minutes. Eyeglasses are upgraded to vision forecast lenses. And texting? You might get a reply to your breakup message a month before the message itself arrives. Of course, things get especially strange in computing. Today's processors rely on light-speed electrons zipping through transistors. If everything slowed to scooter speed, your computer would go from running a program in milliseconds to centuries. The loading icon becomes a way of life. Engineers abandon microchips in favor of elaborate mechanical systems. Think gears, levers, and steam. In fact, steampunk isn't a genre anymore. It's an operating system. Let's zoom out. What about satellites? Communication becomes a game of patience. GPS, which relies on signals bouncing back and forth between orbit and Earth, becomes useless. You ask for directions, and by the time they arrive, you've moved. Or worse, the world has. Air traffic control turns into a prophetic art. Controllers issue commands based on where planes might be several hours from now. Pilots begin to pray. But perhaps the biggest impact is philosophical. If light is slow, then now becomes a fuzzy concept. You never see anything in real time. Conversations, glances, emotions, all delayed. You and a loved one standing across a field are no longer sharing a moment. You're witnessing two time zones separated by meters. Relationships are built on buffering. To fix this, humanity tries to adapt. Cities shrink, people huddle closer. Architecture favors tight, curved designs. Streets are short, screens are banned. Face-to-face is sacred, because even a few extra steps introduce delay. And yet, some thrive. Deep thinkers, poets, people who enjoy long pauses between cause and effect. Light lag becomes a metaphor in art. A movie titled Love, seen later, wins 10 awards. The trailer reaches audiences in 2047. Oddly, the night sky gets better. Because light is so slow, we see much more of the past, in higher detail. The sky turns into a history book. Every star becomes a chapter. Every galaxy, a memoir. We become historians of the cosmos, not in theory, but visually. What used to be a sky of twinkling points becomes a scroll of frozen events. And yes, we'd lose things. Fast communication, accurate mirrors, decent Wi-Fi, but we'd gain perspective, literally. Now, what about black holes? Well, they don't change. Their escape velocity is still beyond light speed, but now that's only 100 kilometers per hour. So technically, a child on a scooter still couldn't escape, but neither could a car, or a sound wave, or a scream. They become even more terrifying. They don't just trap light, they trap time. In the end, would we survive in this world? Possibly, but we'd have to rethink everything. our tools, our societies, our definitions of now. So next time you flip on a light switch and the room brightens instantly, take a moment, blink slowly, tilt your head, and be grateful that light isn't stuck in traffic.